Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We have another free for you all here on Calais Battery with a very weird angle. Let's go through the players. Represent the Allies. We have Salvuk 2 as the United States of America without a commander choice yet. We have Muru as the Americans without a commander choice yet either. And we have Professor going straight out the gate with Royal Guard Regiment with hammer specialization for the Commonwealth. Meanwhile, representing the Axis defending against the Allies. We have Lenin your hand as the Waffen-SS without a commander choice. Ralph Roberts as the Wehrmacht without a commander choice. And Rachel going straight out the gate with Panzerdivision for the Wehrmacht. Let's see how this turns out then. We'll need to keep an eye on if oh yeah, Salvok has already gone for Ranger Company. And Muro has gone for Rifle Company. So we have a very interesting mix of commanders there. Meanwhile, the Axis side, it seems to only be Rachel who has picked a commander yet. We'll keep an eye on whenever the Germans pick something. Looks like we're going to have an early engagement soon at this rate. Both sides are pushing up somewhat aggressively. Both Grenadiers and Grenadiers coming northwards. A 1-1-1 strat. They're very simple. You have a Pioneer, a Volksgrenadier, and a Grenadier. Gives you a little bit of everything that can help you on the ground to supplement each other. Number with a second Grenadier behind us. Second Grenadier coming up as well for the Wehrmacht there. So far, looks like we have a very simple starting strategy for the Axis. British is going for lots of rifle sections, not that they can do much else, really. Now, the rifle sections are really damn good infantry behind heavy cover, so they will be very hard to deal with at long range. I don't think the Volksgrenadiers will be able to win that engagement in the long run. Sturm Pioneers have got an engagement down here with the Americans over long range, and as the Americans move up, the Sturm Pioneers will move them down, as you can see. That's the power of the Sturm Pioneer. And we have a commander choice. It is SS Panzer. So we have Hitler Youth being called in immediately, a cheaper infantry you can get access to if you're playing as SS Panzer. That's going to allow him to get some ground quickly. First as the Hitler Youth come out here. No commander choice yet from Ralph Roberts. Americans have secured the center here with the help of a Jeep and a lot of American riflemen. You also have the squad, the blue and gray, a much cheaper variant of the rifleman you can get if you're playing as Rifle Company. But you can also just get normal riflemen as the first rifleman, or the first infantry, which is the big red one, I believe. Sturm Pioneers pushing up alongside Sturm Pioneers. They try to secure as much ground as they can. And this one is very hard to take normally because of how open it is, so grabbing that would be a very nice idea. Hitler Youth moving southwards. Grenadiers have been suppressed. Laying down to avoid being suppressed further. Ooh, and Volksgrenadier gets out of there, barely. And the Grenadiers up here fighting from the stone fence. The Germans need to just secure this territory quickly. You have an American recon team on the field.
Looks like the QM finally got his new gear.
And a BAR equipped on the Americans early. That's a lot of extra firepower.
All sectors, ability now ready.
Vertical coming out and a medic as well. We also have some items being airdropped in. Some medical supplies. Okay. Guess you won't need a medic back at the base then if they just grab one of those.
Stick with me and you might just
Make sure it ain't locked in.
Bren guns being equipped on some of the rifle sections, giving them some machine gun firepower. But the Grenadiers are doing pretty well behind the heavy cover here, actually. It's gonna be up to... Oh, rifle grenade! Oh, very good rifle grenade at that. That's one of the advantages the Grenadiers have in long-range combat. They have rifle grenades just out the gate, so they don't have normal grenades at all, though. That's what the Volksgrenadiers are there for. So the command choice from Ralph Roberts. The Germans are securing southern territory here by using the Hitler Youth. Vertical coming into the center here for the Rifle Division. Rifle Division does get a lot of extra, I think, recruitment speed, so they can get these units out very fast. Grenadiers have to get out there, they're taking some losses. We have triple Grenadiers on the field now for the Panzerdivision. That's a lot of extra troops. Hitler Youth are trying to advance up here, getting behind heavy cover. There's one moving down here with their newly equipped M1 Garands. And a pineapple grenade going out. Yeah, forcing those Hitler youths to get out of there.
We have a lieutenant reporting in for duty.
There's like one Hitler youth squad already died. I completely missed that. We still have the Storm Grenadiers though, from the first SS. Grenadiers having another firefight here with the rifle sections. Rifle grenade did not do much this time. But the longer this match lasts, they might... Oh, that's a Volks grenade actually. They only have stick grenades, so they need to get close if they want to have any impact here. The Brits are out in the open! Yeah, you don't want to do that. That was probably a misclick. We have a mortar out here for Ralph Roberts to bombard the center position of the Americans. Smoking it actually. And with that, his grenadiers are going to try and push up. But there's a Jeep here. Here's an MT-42. He's got to try and get up to the cover. But 30 cal's now opening fire. There's also a American squad here with a 30 cal. Oh, it looks like the Allies have had a really good start. And they're pushing up aggressively. Double rifle smoke, and now the Americans gonna push. They want to overwhelm that MD-42. Although the smoke is barely covering that. Oh, here's blind firing into the smoke, but it's not really having any luck. That's pineapples. Oh, almost clearing out the MG-42. Just one guy manning it, and there he goes. Destroying the MG-42 at that. Command half-track coming out here for the SS panels alongside the MG-42. And while the Brits are trying to push up with a lieutenant. Lieutenant. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I think it's with an F sound when you're British. Like very complex little things. So like America, it's a lieutenant. British, it's a lieutenant. And with the Germans, it's a lieutenant. Like it's a lot of weird little sounds, despite being almost written the same. We have a half-track coming, or half-tracks now arriving for the Panzer Division, with a very interesting color scheme. And still no command choice from the central Wehrmacht player. Panzerbüchse are being equipped on the Pioneers. Grenadier forces coming out. Most Grenadiers and Grenadiers inside a half-track assault force. Boys have set up an AT gun though. But half-tracks can be very potent early on if utilized correctly. This AT gun could actually be in trouble. Oh yeah, he dismounts the... Oh, and that might be the end of that AT gun. Very nice play there from Rachel. Command half-track fighting down here, American lieutenant on the field. But command half-track can provide a lot of extra firepower to you early on. That's getting very close to the American lieutenant though, and he has semi-auto weapons. But he has no AT capability. And it does suppress. It is an MG-42 on top. Rifle grenade. Immobilizing it. At least it's not the worst position to be stuck in. I don't think the lieutenant can penetrate that with his rifles. It's far too armored. Looks like both half-tracks went down, actually. We do have a command Lux on the field. And we also have a command Panzer F1 arriving for the SS Panzer Division. MT-42 hitting through the hedges. Artillery being called in. Probably in the area around the mortar. And there goes. Artillery called in. Oh, they even got the recon team. Oh, landing down here, okay. They're trying to destroy the emplacement, but it doesn't seem to be doing a lot. We also have the first SS Panzer Grenadiers coming in, much more elite infantry available to you if you're playing as Panzer Division. But often SS that is. The first SS is, I think, is always just a better grab than the Sturm Grenadiers because They cost the same manpower-wise, but they have a lot better equipment. Already being armed with scope Sturmgewehrs.
Ready for battle. One of our fighting
They're trying to repair the command half-track. Oh, that was a penetration from something, an AT gun here on the command F1, leaving it somewhat vulnerable. Oh, it might not get out of there. Ooh, shell plinged off the side skirts. I don't think that half-track is gonna get saved. Could pop a smoke barrage in itself, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, one shot and now it's basically a dead course. Meanwhile, the Wehrmacht Panzer Division has kind of secured the northern flank and are scavenging. Nice, grabbing a fully operational AT gun and scavenging it, denying it to the British. And getting some resources from it. Now, the advantage of the half-track is the command team is still alive and will be able to serve as a combat squad. Hitler, if you could, with MG34. Versus has Panzer Grenadiers with their scope Sturmgewehrs moving up. Mines being laid here by the Wehrmacht. We have a lot of firefights going on here. Firepower? There's some scope Gewehr 43s being equipped here on the Grenadiers in the center. Still no commander choice. Very interesting. Wonder what Ralph Roberts is gonna use. Command looks trying to open fire here. Volkswagen set up some barbed wire to deny some of the cover to the Allies, but it still provides cover, which I think is not intentional. Stuart coming out here for the Americans, going for a white flank by looks of it. Not that there's much German AT equipment. They do have the F1. But I think the F1 is being repaired back at the base. Yeah, it is.
Standing by. Send orders.
You have a Pack 40 arriving for the SS. And looks like the Lieutenant, oh well, this is not a Lieutenant, this is an Untersturmführer. The Waffen-SS has some different rankings than the German army, the Wehrmacht. Ostdeutschland Panzer Grenadiers coming out. Ooh, it looks like it was an incendiary mortar shell used here on the American position. But oh! That mortar guy would have been a lot more lethal if not for the heavy cover. That's why you need to always use heavy cover, people.
Armor ready.
And this Stuart might be a problem, because the Untersturmführer has no AT equipment. Luke's trying to get some shots in, but getting hit by a 57. Although the 57 bounced.
Crew ready.
Now with the Stuart, it's going to be a little bit harder for the Germans to deal with them, but the F1 will be able to run him down, I think.
Send orders.
MP40Is have been equipped on the Sturmpioneers. Pack reveals this up to the Stuart. And Stuart goes after one pack shot. And the F1 is doing a full-on assault here. We also have a captain for the Americans. Being equipped with the carbine with 30 rounds. Not sure what the lieutenant is doing.
AT gun ready.
I think this one actually has suppressive capabilities. The carbine with 30 rounds, but too much fire comes in at them. And the Americans have to pull back. Artillery call in though. They were scattered, so didn't do a lot.
Capture point is being overrun.
Command looks going in for the British. One big shot there. We also have a Cromwell coming out. Immobilized command tank, and that goes. That's not good for the Panzer Division in the northern flank. Oh, we have a commander choice here for Ralph Roberts. It is Strafdivision, okay. So we have penal and reserve troops being called in here for the Germans.
We have a mortar team available for deployment.
Straftrooper are essentially German penal forces that I believe that the Russians actually copied after encountering them. The Germans had essentially a very systematic penal system where deserters and, well, some conscripts and criminals would just be sent to the front to redeem themselves, I believe. They had a varied reputation. Oh, very nice shot through the hedge there with the pack. Borstolzen has been pinned though. Oh, that's a lot of firepower coming at him though. You don't want to be the MG42 fire. Grenadiers trying to get some good shots in there. You could actually have equipped the Grenadiers with MG34s with 100 rounds if you're playing as the staff, which is a pretty damn good upgrade on them, by the way. Lots of artillery landing on the southern flank. The SS are pushing up very hard. And by the American Rifle Division still holds the center here, getting more and more guns.
The enemy has destroyed an emplacement.
MP4 is equipped on the penal, not on the penal, on the Post Grenadiers. And where's the staff troops? They're just staying back at base. Wonder what they're going to be used for then, because you cannot merge with penals. Unlike Ostruben or Volksturm. Artillery trying to be called in by the Panzer F1, but that might be a bad idea, especially with the A2 Sherman. Oh, an A2 down. Not A2, I mean command tank down. Oh, scat artillery being called in instead. British having a hard time up here against the Panzer Division. The Panzer Division just keeps pushing up slowly bit by bit. Looks like the Cromwells got taken out. That's more fuel for the Wehrmacht to utilize. They're gonna start scavenging the wrecks.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Like so, and there we go, some fuel. And we have Rangers arriving for the United States on the southern flank. Some very elite infantry, some of the best infantry in the United States Army. Rangers lead the way, as they say.
A capture point is under attack.
And the 34 found on the ground by the Untersturmführer, that's going to improve his capabilities a lot. But looks like the Germans are grabbing this AT gun as well and getting the hell out of there. Radius will probably move into the train station. They can lay down some suppressive fire from there with the MG. Firefight still going on the center here. Staff troops are leading the charge as they should. You have a Hauptmann behind them, essentially a captain for the Germans. Or the equivalent of a captain. Half-track assault going out here. Overrunning the German positions. After this has to pull back. They still have the pack back here. So I think the Rangers should probably disembark at this point. There's an MG inside here. Looks like it might be an MG42. Oh, half-track goes down. Ouch. Yeah, that's an MG42. Are looking good there. You also have a Panzer 4H here on the northern flank now. Artillery going into the center here. Pretty big artillery strike. There was a landmine there? Very cheeky. It's good to see that the Germans are using a lot of mines on the northern flank. And something you want to see the Germans do. Heavy mortar here now available for the British. If you're playing as Royal Guard, you get a good mix of everything you might need. It's a very elite-oriented commander which can kind of stand up to the challenge of most things. Like, we could see a Churchill in the future if it turns into that kind of situation. Meanwhile, the Mthis is pushing southwards again. We still have the lieutenant folding here with a slow-fire BAR. So it has a unique fire selector which allows it to fire fully automatic on slow. That's a very fascinating design. I guess it allows it to be very accurate at long range. More is first, it says Panzer Grenadiers coming onto the field. Those are the earlier ones died. And we have a Stuka Sufus. A half-track with 6 large rockets on it. That can be used as artillery. That's looking good for the British. They're having a hard... Oh, Großdeutschland got hit by a big mortar shell, though. But the Brits are having a hard time pushing back the Panzer Division on the northern flank. Americans are still holding the center here pretty aggressively. Artillery. Very random artillery by the looks of it. Panzer 48 took some shots there from the AT gun. And it's down. American captain flanking. Flares landing around the battlefield. Stukas revealing itself. Now the Americans know it's there. He's probably already relayed to his allies there's a Stukas. And it's good for the allies to know that there's one. It's a very powerful artillery piece. Sherman's pushing up. We have a Stu on the field and Stukas shells are landing. Destroying one Sherman instantly. Other Sherman has been immobilized. Making it an easy kill here. Meanwhile, the Stus are pushing out here for the Strafdivision. Used as artillery pieces as they should be. Miltov's pushing forward alongside some grenadiers. Priest coming up from the United States of America. On the southern flank, we don't have a lot of fighting going on at the moment. Rangers are looking like they're trying to dig in or something. Another A2 arriving. Cromwell's pushing up. Tellermine took care of that. And that's why you use mines. There's... Oh, big shell right there. Very dangerous. The Germans are slowly losing ground still. But the mines are delaying the advance. We have a Tiger tank coming out. As well as an Opel Blitz. Still trying to take out this A2, but it's not going that well. Artillery landing scattered across the center. Stu took a penetrating shot there from the A2. Oh, A2 actually got it! Don't underestimate the Sherman. It is a very potent tank. Very decent frontal armor and a pretty decent gun. We have another Stu here in the field for the Strafdivision. A Kubelwagen to scout for the Germans. We even have Estonians called in. Now, I'm not sure how that makes a lot of sense because I'm going to be an expert in this, but I don't think the Estonians ever fought on the Western Front. I may be wrong about this, so if anyone can tell me if that's right or wrong, you can tell me down in the comments, but I'm pretty sure the Estonian SS did not fight on the Western Front. I'm pretty sure they were exclusively against the Soviets. Like a lot of stuff in the German army was foreign, actually. I suppose I'll look it up after this, or if someone will correct me in the comments. I'll be excited to learn. And we have the Stu against the A2 this time. Is loading a heat shell? Heat shell did not do anything! Oh my god. I get a feeling the heat shell on the Stu should probably be buffed. And Muru says he's surprised at fighting Estonians. Muru probably did not expect Estonians. It's a very different unit. I perhaps suggest the Estonians get the Osthopen model, because in their little ports they have caps on. That's just my own opinion. I don't think the Estonians gonna live much longer though. One squad might go down here. Yeah, one Estonian squad down, only one left. Osters and find that. Sherman finally went down. The Stu finally got it. Looks like it did. No, that was not the Stuk? A Stu? Okay. Was it the Grenadiers? Yeah, it was the Volks Grenadiers. They got a vehicle kill. Stuk D in the fields. MG42 has been decrewed here. Germans are still trying to hold on alongside these farms. Yeah, a lot of SS mixed units coming in.
Wagen ready.
Gullwagen seems to be here on a scouting duty.
105mm artillery.
Somehow this inconspicuous bush in the middle of the road. Tiger tank now present for the northern flank. Was pushing northwards, and it's very weird striped camo pattern. I may not be an expert on the camo patterns, but this looks very eye-catching. Explosive loaded. Immobilized, oh god. That's exactly the situation you don't want your Tiger to be in this early. And we have the priest here now for the Americans, already playing a sermon. Doing a sermon for the Germans. Waffen has spread his troops all along the front. They only have a Stuk as their armored force. Hauptmann calling it artillery of some kind. Scavenging the wreck of the pack, nice, so they can get some more supplies. Artillery has been called in. Ah, it's smoke. Now, the thing I've noticed about this smoke, because it's actually coming in a 10.5 centimeter shell, the shell, if it hits something, will actually do damage. Which is funny. Although it has to hit directly with the shell. But that's some big smoke shells, basically. Ow! High explosive from this Sherman, though. Oh, good satchel charge. So they might be able to repair the Tiger here without any issue. There's not anything coming to stop the Tiger. And there's someone flying the Waffen SS is trying to push up again. Estonians out in the open here being mowed down by a 50 cal. And that's the Estonians gone.
Forward element report and infantry unit lost.
Died very far away from home. Probably not anywhere they wanted to die. Oh, the Tiger might still not get out of there. That 6-pounder might have done enough to delay it. Because its engines are still gone. Second Tiger has been called in though. The Tiger will be a very big problem to deal with unless they can flank it. There's a pack though coming its flank. That's not a pack actually, that's a 6-pounder. Well, let's move real fast here. That's too late. Wait, it actually dazed the crew. That might be the opening it wanted. Oh my god, the Cromwell might do it. Oh, they hit the turret. And his driver's injured and his gun is gone. That is a dead Tiger, I think. Cromwell just needs to get out of there. Yeah, Cromwell just needs to get the hell out of there. And Cromwell gets the kill! The Tiger neutralized. That's a very big deal. High explosive going in. But these cruisers might get close enough. Throwing a grenade. And now there's a Panzerfaust going out. No, that's actually a Brandflasche. Because they've not been upgraded with Panzerfaust, have they? They don't. Oh my god, okay. My god, okay, a lot of actions going on there. Well, the Americans have tried to move up along the southern flank again. And we have another Tiger arriving here now for the Germans. Lots of heavy armor being called in to supplement the front line. I don't think the Axis can hold on to this position for long. We also have more Estonians called in. Sherman 76 is now arriving for the United States. A2 here has been given a bulldozer blade. Gives you increased frontal armor actually, because the bulldozer serves as another layer of armor. And they're digging into the concrete road apparently to create a roadblock there, which you can actually use as cover. And will also block shots from the front. Very handy little thing to have like a defensive hold down. American lieutenant here with his slow fire BAR. Frontline tried to push up. Stuk is having trouble. Tiger has to be very cautious with his movements this time. The priests are lining up for another sermon. Priests does have a very long barrage of 10 shells. That's a very good saturation unit. Looks like the Stuk has been entrenched. That's going to help. Stuk against Sherman here. Looks like the Stuk might win that. Oh, but another Sherman's flanking. Stuk coming down as well. Stuk is in full trouble. Lieutenant has been killed. Stuk down. It's not looking good here for the Waffen SS. They've lost a lot of their troops. Panzer Division, the northern flank, is still trying to hold on. Rumbar coming out here, or Stupa, as I think the Germans would have called it. Short for Sturmpanzer. Coming out there. Large, heavily frontally armored vehicle with essentially a giant howitzer on it. Or not a giant, but giant mortar on it, I think is the better word. Tiger has to be very cautious still. But at this angle, I think yeah, Cromwell down. Good job, Tiger. A2 slowly dragging itself back to Allied lines. But overall, it looks like the Germans are having trouble holding the line. Staff troops, Stuk and Aufklass just trying to hold the front line. Stuk is first opening fire. Artillery calling by the American cap. Oh, yeah, that's landing everywhere and causing issues. But most of the German troops were already dead, so did not do that much change. Oh, the Hauptmann, if you're playing as Raf, can be equipped with a 100 round MT42. That's a pretty damn good upgrade, actually. One officer. Tiger's destroying the AT guns to deny them to the British. The British are actually slowly being pushed back here. They do have a Churchill. Because they tried to displace the engine. Didn't really work. Caused the engine to like burst a little bit. Estonians are pushing over here against the Americans, but they're taking losses. I don't think the Estonian SS is the best infantry. Artillery called in here on the American positions. Range is looking at its very heavy gun to move. Just landing everywhere, did not do too much damage. Still targeting through terrain to just try and destroy this AT gun, I think. Yeah, it looks like it. Tiger's having an engagement up here. Churchill will soon engage it. So we might have a Churchill against Tiger fight here. A classic brawl of the heavies. I believe the first Tiger tank taken out in battle was actually taken out by a Churchill. In Africa. In North Africa, I believe. Yeah, the Churchill's likely the only tank with enough armor that might actually be able to get close to it. Out in the open. Looks like the Sus are slowly pushing back the American center. American centers have a little bit of a hard time. Rumba now on the field too. Basically, it's going to do what the Stu does, but just better. Probably not, perhaps not better, but more frontal armor. And with a bigger shell. I'm not sure. Do they actually fire the same shell? Yeah, they fire different shells. This is a 10 and this is a 15. Churchill's going to try and engage with the Tiger again if it can get close. Truck coming up to help repair. White phosphorus shell going out there. Germans are slowly pushing up through the center here. Anti-tank rifle grenade did not do much. It's 2 down. Panther rushing up now. A much better weapon. Is it gonna go for a flank? Oh, it's hunting with the priests. Yeah, 1 priest down. All the ammunition just cooked off. Tiger got penetrated there by something. Probably the pack. Actually, that's not a pack. That's a 17. That's a 6-pounder. It might have been the Tiger that took the long-range shot. Oh, Cromwell flanking. Oh, Churchill down, but the Cromwell is getting close. That might be too late. Yeah, Tiger got it. I think the Allies might have trouble now. The Axis is pushing back aggressively. Good broom bar shot. Second Tiger on the field, so we're going to have 2 Tigers working in unison, which is a pretty potent combination. Panther being repaired. Although the first SS has lost most of their infantry covering the southern flank, allowing the Americans to slowly set up more tanks to push up. I think the Americans on the southern flank might still be the opening the Allies need to push through. But 2 Tigers are now on the field for the Germans. So there's a first aiming up here. Train station almost goes down. That had to be abandoned. Panther, second Panther being prepared for the SS Panzers. Not a bad choice. The Panther does have more frontal armor than the Tiger. And it is faster. So the Panther is generally better in the frontal engagement over long range. But the Tiger has a stronger gun. Oh, good shot up on the 76 due to the range. The Panther also has much lower health. While the Tiger can survive several shells penetrating it. 17-pounder trying to be established. That's probably not going to work out at this point. It might if the Germans cannot destroy it fast enough. 6-pounder, but the 17-pounder is almost up. And there we go, 17-pounder. Big ass AT gun for the British. That'll cleave through the Tigers, I'm pretty sure. But they need something to defend it. It needs infantry defense. Captain flanking the Kubelwagen that was in hiding. Second Panther on the field now. Americans are still slowly just pushing up the southern flank and building more units. Sherman 76 goes straight for the Brumba. Or the Stupa. The frontal arm of the Stupa is pretty high though. Not as high as the Panther actually. Sherman 76 down. Double Tiger advancing. Looks like the 17-pounder went down to an artillery strike or something. Or perhaps an infantry assault. Good to see the infantry supporting it though. Oh, high explosive killed them. Or blitz thereby to provide repairs. Artillery shells landing around the Germans in the center. That's a lot of AT options though, and tanks. Immobilizing one of them with the Brumba. Stuck down. Americans need to pull together and do something. Another Stupa shot. Doing a lot of damage to that A2. Panther also up to help. One tank down. And the A2 is basically done for. Tigers pushing forwards again. I think this might be the end of the Allies unless the southern flank can turn this around. You'll need to act quick though, because the Germans seem to have set up a very sturdy, all covering front line actually, and the Tigers are pushing from the north. Oh, not looking good here for the Allies at all. Artillery calling by the half man. Hitler Youth advancing on the southern flank briefly. Not sure the Allies can get out of this unless this southern flank works quickly. Oh, Stukas firing on him. All the tanks are bunched up. Oh! Oh, that's brutal. That must be demoralizing. And now the Tiger Kampfgruppe is pushing in. King Tiger being prepared behind us. And the British don't have enough. And at this point, the Allies pull back. They cannot hold anymore and has to pull back to fight another day. The Germans managed to hold the front line. I'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye-bye.